Good morning. This is the overview or preview of 8 short messages called the 8 characteristics of living things, that is going to compare what science says are the characteristics of physical living things with our spiritual life. That is, these 8 traits also occur within our spiritual lives. Being a person who has a lot of exposure to the Word of God, certain amount of training, and then a lot of exposure to science, I have the opportunity to see the commonalities in one column and the other column, whereas throughout our society we have people that can only see one set of data for the most part, one data set or the other set, and we therefore are blind to things that could encourage us, things that could show us insights about how God has put the universe together for the purpose of the gospel, for the purpose of our transformation. Now, what I will do in this video is I will list those 8 things, and hopefully I've given you an introduction that encourages you to see how that will be an interesting and worthwhile thing to study and think about. 1. Living things are made up of units and cells. That is, you have no big things alive without small things that comprise them. 2. Living things reproduce. That is, if it does not make new ones of itself, it was not alive. 3. Living things have a kind of DNA that is based on a universal genetic code. That is, inside of them is a blueprint to make themselves into what they are supposed to be. 4. Living things grow and develop. That is, it does not remain the same throughout its lifespan. It begins at one point with the purpose within itself to become something better. 5. Living things obtain and use materials and energy. That is, they need things. They eat things, they synthesize things, they make things. They take in something from outside of themselves to replenish themselves and allow themselves to move forward. 6. Living things respond to their environment. It is the difference between a rock and a plant. A rock might become heated by the sun. It will not grow in response to the sun. It will not turn in the direction of the sun. 7. A living thing maintains a stable internal environment. That is, it is not constantly controlled by external factors. It has something of its own self-determination within itself. And finally, 8. A living thing will change over time. It will not maintain an identical state. It will respond to what is around it, and it will become something different based on those responses. So, hopefully, the 8 characteristics of living things, as applied to us as a spiritual creature, a creature that is alive to God, a creature that is transformed by Jesus, will be encouraging.